What's up, family? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate all the support that I've been receiving on YouTube. It means a lot. All of you who subscribe and follow and watch my videos, make comments. I really appreciate it. Growing community. And that's what I'm trying to do. I don't ever have to be large, but I just want a group of like-minded people or people that's not like-minded but respectful, and we can discuss different topics and pass our day. Sometimes be entertained and sometimes get some knowledge. That's what it's all about. Life is short. So thank you for tuning in. It means a lot. It don't take you long to be a content creator. And the only platform that I've ever done content on is YouTube, which I started early January. January 8th, I believe I dropped my first video. It don't take you long to be in a public space content creator to realize that people will have an opinion regardless of what the subject is. And I believe and I feel that most of us we welcome the opinions of people. We want to talk about it in the comment section. The engagement does good for our video. The engagement does good for people that's watching, that's learning from other people. I may tell a story or make a video and somebody will make a comment that somebody else is going to read and get the information that they need from a comment that somebody else made. So I welcome comments. And it's still interesting though, because the opinions of people can be all over the place. That's what's funny, right? You would think, how in the world, sometimes you be like, how in the world did they come up with that? It's just crazy. Um, somebody, think last week or 2 weeks ago or something, I believe it was a female. I don't know. I just briefly looked at the name. I didn't pay it no attention because that stuff was whatever. If you don't know me personally, we haven't talked about it. To me, you don't know what you think you know. So I don't care really what you say. But I believe because she only made a comment on one video, like two comments. She came on and said, I can't take advice from nobody that don't take accountability, and you messed up your marriage, and I'm like, I didn't say nothing. Like I was just like, okay, fine, thanks for watching. You ain't gotta watch it no more, right? That's kind of that's what I'm gonna say 99% of the time. You talk like that. Thanks for watching. Thanks for commenting. There's a trillion other videos that you can go watch. My perspective, my life, I'm gonna tell it the way I saw it. And if you watch, I didn't tell it this, but if you watch other videos of mine, you will see that I'm not blaming. I'm not blaming my ex-wife for my marriage. I was very undisciplined and very immature. There's things that I did not know that it probably wouldn't have changed because I still didn't have the wisdom at the time to do anything about it. So I'm just making, what I'm saying? I'm just telling it the way that it went down. I take full responsibility for anything that I've ever done. That's what makes me me. If you don't know that though, you just watch one video, you be like, oh, you gotta watch me. There's a bunch of other guys on here talking about relationship. Go watch them. That ain't never been married. Go watch them. But anyway, it don't take long to realize people comments can be all over the place. So one of the things that I noticed, especially when you've been through a divorce and there's a lot of Christian people that watch the videos, which I've been affiliated with Christianity over 40 years. I don't go to church building as much as I used to, but I do believe in Christ and believe that the majority of the scripture in its original writing was real. I think man has messed a lot of it up, and you got to kind of dig through the oil to figure it out. But anyway, People who have been married for a long time and deep in Christianity may say, not all, but they may say something like, you didn't pray before you got married, so this is what happens. You didn't trust God, believe God, he could have fixed your marriage. Okay. Let me This is just gonna kind of be a semi rant of my belief and an understanding that I have come to. I personally do not believe that God is a matchmaker. Don't believe it. I just don't. I believe that a person can seek God, seek godly counsel, seek wisdom, and try to make the best decision that they can in the human realm that we live in, using the tools that God has given to try to make the best decision. I do not believe that God is a matchmaker. And I do not believe that 100% of the time, just because two people sought God when they got married, means that they will stay married for the rest of their life. Because you can't control nobody but you. When I went through my retina detachment, I was reading articles online, which I should not have done because they just fear articles. It wasn't meant to be fear, but when you're already going through a traumatic situation, then everything you read is negative. It'll produce anxiety and you just need to stay away from it. But one of the articles that I read was by a doctor who specialized in retina detachment surgery. And he wrote, sometimes the disease will win. I'll never forget that. And I read that February 2017. Sometimes, and he was talking, this surgery will have, a recovery rate, success rate, 90%, 93%, 98%. But you got to remember, even if it's 98%, 95%, that's a 5% chance that it's not going to work. Now, for the most part, most people will be in the 95 percentile. It's going to work. So you can be enthused about that. It's going to work. But there's 5% left, it may not work. And when it don't work and you in the 5%, just realize sometimes when you've done all you can do, the disease will win. Yes, yes. When we're talking about relationships, yes, it do mean that probably there was some neglect there that caused the relationship to go down the path that it went down anyway. Correct. That is true. That is true. But there ain't no perfect people, so there ain't no perfect relationship. If there ain't no perfect people by themselves, then when you put two people together, that's double the trouble. So there's no perfect people, there can be no perfect relationship. And how you handle difficulty will further determine the outcome of that relationship. Another example, how many of us, and I've done this, how many of us felt a pain in our tooth? I had a tooth removed about a year and a half ago in the back. So every now and then, depending on what words I say, because that tooth is missing, it may come out as a slur. Y'all can hear that sometimes on the video. That's because the way the tongue and the mouth and the jaw and everything work when you're talking, that tooth is not there and I didn't feel it. But sometimes when you first feel you may go to Krispy Kreme. For those of you that stay around Krispy Kreme place, that nice sugary donut, you may pull in there and say, I'm gonna break my diet. I'm gonna eat one donut. And you munching on that warm donut with the hot, the what is it, the hot now light be on. They fresh. When you see that red light on, you know they fresh. And you go in there and you get that warm donut. Maybe you got your coffee. Forgive me for the fire truck, y'all can hear. You got your coffee and you bite that donut. And then when you chew it on one side, that sugar go down, letting you know you got a cavity, and you went. You felt that. You don't do nothing about it. I don't feel like going to the dentist. If you like me, you don't feel like going to no dentist. You ain't got time to take off work to go. You don't feel like it. You let it go. You go eat normal food, you don't feel nothing. You chew some gum, you feel it again. You see what I'm saying? And you let it go on. By the time you go to the dentist, he say, this thing done got bad. It done went down to, we got to do a root canal. It done went all the way down. We got to get all the way down in there, clean all that stuff out of there, do a root canal, shut these nerves off so you don't feel it no more, blah, 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 blah. Because the damage that was done due to neglect, there's no coming back from. You let it go too long, and now we can do about it. When you first felt that twinge from that Krispy Kreme donut, that was your first sign. Get to the dentist. They could have just put a filling on there, cleaned it out, put a filling on there. You went about your business. But life kick in, you forget about it. It don't bother you no more. You let it go. More debris get down there. Hole gets bigger, bigger. Now it's hitting the nerves. Now you got to do a root canal. Because you neglected it for so long, ain't nothing they can do about it. That's the way some relationships and marriages go. And you can call on God all you want. Remember, there's two people. God ain't changing nobody's mind whose mind don't want to be changed. There was times my wife prayed for me, and there was times I prayed for my wife. Now, it probably wasn't at the same time, but like I said, it's two people. And two people have to be able to agree and get along and be willing to make it work at the same time. If not, the disease over time will win. And even though God has the power to change anybody, he ain't changing people like we robots. When we want to be changed, we'll come to him for change. And then he will change. But just to say, oh, their marriage is going down, let me fix it, Shazam, great marriage. No, I do not see God in that way. No, I don't. Did you pray first? Of course. You can pray and then 5 years later, don't pray. Praying at the beginning is great, but you got to pray all the way through. And both people have to pray all the way through. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Is this making sense? Once the disease kicks in, any neglect to it is going to make that situation worse. And sometimes we have to be honest enough with ourselves, especially when we're talking about relationships, and nobody really wants to admit it, especially if we're putting everything on God. Sometimes two people just married the wrong person. And it don't matter if you prayed. Listen, unless y'all know something I don't know, God ain't coming into nobody's room and giving them the exact response or the answer that they was looking for. God, should I marry this woman? I feel like I really love her. Tell me what to do. Professor X, that's the one for you. I'm telling you right. Nobody know. You don't know that. You just go with what you feel in your heart. That's all you know. Who know? Which one of us got married and God came in our room and told us that's the one? Which one of us is married to a woman or a man that a light was shining on them all day long, like the star that took the wise men to where Jesus was born? Which one of our spouses had that light shining on them like that we knew, oh, that's God, that's sure enough God right there? Which one of us? Nah, you do your best. You pray, you seek godly counsel, you try to vet them out, you look for the red flags if you have the wisdom to do that. And if you marry in an immature state like I did, you're not even using the wisdom to know yourself. I said on many videos I should never have gotten married until I was at least 30 years old. I'm saying on the video. That means 10 years and longer, but that means at least 10 years from the time I got married at 20 to 30. I shouldn't have been married anyway. How God gonna fix that? I made the mistake. I got married immature. I got married undisciplined. I got married not realizing we ain't spent no time together. Dated for 7 months and barely was able to hang out then because of just the way that her life and my life was set up, and her dad that was real, the family was real, don't be out, too long, get off the phone, stuff like that. And we're engaged, can't you really marrying a strange? I ain't know her, she ain't know me. Sometimes the disease wins. The sooner you catch it, as they say, early detection, you got a better chance. They used to want men to come in around the age of 50 to get checked for colon C word. Now they push that number down, I believe, to 45. I gotta go get mine done in a couple of months. Gotta go have a colonoscopy done in a couple of months. Because they realize early detection, better chance. But even then, sometimes you can do everything and the disease will still win. So be encouraged. Don't always work out. Put God first, but no, it's going to take both people to keep God first. If we're using God as the standard, and I'm saying he should be, most don't, but he should be. But for the ones that do, he has to be first in your engagement, on the day you get married, all the way through. And two people have to both agree and stay on that course. Sometimes the disease will win, and relationships simply don't work out. Y'all get in the comments. Tell me what y'all think. Let's talk about it. Be blessed.